Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. I welcome all the participants to this live fatwa session. May Allah make this session beneficial. Uh, I'd like to begin the session with an overview of Aspire College of Excellence. This is Sheikh Abdus Salam al-Madani, Hafizahullah, who's the founder and director of Aspire College, who believes for integrity and unity of the Muslim Ummah according to the Quran and Sunnah. He also aims to produce a generation which is well versed in Islamic studies as well as aware of the modern requirements of the Muslim Ummah. And he also believes that the progress is only possible if men and women are equally educated. This is Sheikh Wasiullah Abbas Madani, Hafizahullah, who is in the advisory board of Aspire College. He's a Mufti Haram in Makkah and also a senior professor at Qura University of Makkah, who gives regular durus at Masjid al-Haram for the past 15 years, teaching tafsir, principles of tafsir, hadith and principle of hadith to doctorates and master students in Saudi Arabia. Barakallahu feek. So there are two colleges. One is in Chennai and the other is in Bangalore, which is accredited by the UGC, which provides BA and MA Islamic Studies in English, +2 or PUC course, as well as diploma in Islamic psychology. So the people of Chennai and Bangalore get benefit from this. These are some of the online courses that Aspire provides. There is basic Arabic diploma, intermediate and advanced Arabic diploma, which is under the supervision of Dr. Rida Al-Sayed, who is a professor at Al-Azhar University, Egypt. Also, Aspire provides a bachelor in Islamic studies online as well. These are some of the upcoming courses that will be coming up for the beneficial of every student of knowledge. So Alhamdulillah, more than 1,500 students are directly studying at Aspire College, and more than 25,000 students have benefited from these courses online. There are some feedback videos as well, which you can have a look in our YouTube channel. These are some of the feedbacks that we received from students who studied at the college. So as you can see that it provides a total Islamic environment. Apart from studies, it also provides recreational activities, class outings for the well-being of the students. So the students who studied at Aspire are now teachers and educators. They've moved to higher education to Medina University. They are entrepreneurs, lawyers, dais, social workers, as well as happy and content individuals. So for more details and for admissions, you can just take a screenshot of this page. You can give a call to the given number for more details. Jazakallahu khair. So moving on to the session about the speaker of the day, Sheikh Abdus Salam al-Madani, Hafizahullah, who's the founder and director. Sheikh is an Islamic scholar who graduated from the Islamic University of Medina. He has studied under many eminent and renowned scholars such as Sheikh Albani, Sheikh Ibn Baz, Sheikh Husaymin, and many more. He played a major role in many books published by Darussalam, Saudi Arabia. He was a regular khatib at the mosque in Doha for more than a decade. Sheikh was part of a Fatwa committee based in Qatar before moving to India and establishing Aspire College of Excellence for Islamic Studies in Chennai and Bangalore. Sheikh is also a founding professor at Islamic Online University headed by Dr. Bilal Phillips. Without any further ado, I'd like to begin the session. Over to you, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair.
للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. We make dua from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all the Muslims in this Ramadan and accept all the worships that we are doing. our prayers, our fasting, our qiyamul layl, our sadaqah, our zakat. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless in our efforts and to accept all the efforts. And I'm very thankful for our technical team and our uh, faculties and all those people who are supporting Aspire. And I'm very sorry for the last week session. There was a lot of technical issues, not from our side, it's for the internet side, that we were not able to uh, communicate with our audience and with our people. Bear with us, and inshallah this session will be every Sunday till end of the Ramadan. Jazakallahu khair. And with that, you can go ahead right now with the questions.
Yes, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair. So the first question is, my grandmother has turned 75 plus and she's forgetting things, especially in Salah. For example, during Tashahhud, she reads the Azan Dua with forgetfulness. Is this a sin? And what is the solution?
Uh, any obligation of Islamic Sharia has some conditions. One of the condition is that aqal. Aqal means intellect. There is a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said that hadith is a basis for all these conditions. One of the Prophet said, Rufi al-qalb, responsibility is lifted. And sabiyyi hatta yahlam, a boy, a girl, until they become mature. Means before the maturity, no responsibility. Fasting is not compulsory. Prayer are not compulsory. Hijab is not compulsory. Whatever it is, the religious duties starts after the puberty. وعن المجنون حتى يفيق, and the person who loses his mind until he regain the mind. So this is the first condition. So might be the person become insane, might be person loses his mind due to some reasons. So due to the age, if the woman or man, if they are losing the mind, they are not able to that recall or making the mistake, then Allah will forgive them. No problem for that. As long as she is performing the prayer, let her to perform the prayer and teach her at the end of the prayer, make two sajda as the forgetfulness. So may Allah bless her, may Allah give her cure, and may Allah give her the complete shifa, inshallah.
Ameen. Ameen.
Ameen.
Yes, Sheikh. So the next question is, during Zohar and Asr, when the Imam prays in silence, should the followers recite within them or keep quiet?
This is a very famous issue. Indian scholars, they follow the opinion that no need of Surah Al-Fatiha, but it is a very weak opinion because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that said in the Quran, Ma tayassara min al-Quran. You read in the prayer some Quran. So that some Quran is explained by the Prophet Sallallahu La salata illa bi fatihatil kitab. It is very, very authentic hadith in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, that the prayer is invalid if there is no Surah Fatiha is decided. So especially if the Imam is keeping quiet, so instead of that you keeping quiet, you must recite that Surah Fatiha, you can recite, or if you get the time, you can recite more than that, because you are not the scholar who said that when the Imam is reciting, that time you listen. So right now Imam is not listening, so that you have to at least Surah Fatiha must recite. The other is not compulsory. The other surahs, okay?
Jazakallah khair. So the next question is, I have 4 plots. One I took to build my house, but haven't built it yet. Another is a farmland plot, but nothing is growing on it and it's just lying there. Third one was also taken as shelter for my business. Is zakat due on the 3 and how?
First, that you have purchased with the intention of building the house. It is not intention that when the price grows, I will sell it. The two different intention. Innamal a'malu binniyat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will question the people based on their intentions. So your intention is to build the house, isn't it? It is not your intention at all that when the prices grows, I will sell it and I will shift to somewhere else, or I will benefit from it. Your intention is not that. Be careful. If your intention is just only housing, that means there is no zakah on that plot. Second, the plot which is farmland. Farmland means might be purpose is not to sell, not to sell. Your purpose is that you make a farm or agriculture or farmhouse, whatever it is. Your purpose is that you use it for yourself. Then there is no zakah. Third one is third plot is Badr Adnan.
Yes, Sheikh. It's just a barren land. There is nothing that is growing on it, and it's just lying there.
Why he has purchased?
Sorry,
If he
sorry, Sheikh.
has,
Sorry, Sheikh. The third one is a shelter for his business. He has
yeah,
taken it as
shelter.
shelter for business. Yes.
Yeah, barren land is left is if it is waiting for the price to hike or to sell in the future, then pay the zakah. Otherwise, no. Second, third one is that shelter for the business means it is the, like a warehouse, like to use in a keep his business items. So he's using personally for the business. Then there is no zakah on the land. The other whatever he is generating from the business, the zakah due on the income and the generating whatever it is generating from the business, but not on the land.
Yes, Sheikh. Yes, Sheikh. So the fourth plot, so that's the next question. The fourth plot, he has vowed to give it for fi sabilillah, but haven't sold it yet. Is zakat due on it too?
Want to give feasibility means what he is planning to give after 20 years, 30 years, right now, whatever it is, you should be question should be very clear.
Yeah.
So if you want to give for feasibility, then give it right now. Why you are not giving? Or if you plan to sell it and give it somewhere else, then you have to pay the zakah for that.
Sure.
If it is just you are waiting for the hike, for the price, and intention is, you know, that to benefit from it financially, then it comes under the investment and the business, the zakah become due. If you are telling that this plot is for the masjid, did you announce it? Did you inform the community or not? You announce it, you inform the community. Otherwise, whatever you want to do it right now. It should be clear. You are intending in the future, but the ruling applies to what you intended right now. So, okay.
Yes, Sheikh. So the next question is giving zakat for rental property. Should we calculate zakat for the property value or rental value?
No value. Whatever the rent you are getting, keeping as saving, it is with you, with the gold, with the silver, with the saving, pay the zakat on it, not on the property at all. Whatever the rent you are getting, and if you are saving, then zakah is due. If you are taking the rent and you are using it, then no zakah. Zakah is on the savings end of the year and not on the property itself if it is not for sale.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. So the sister asked, will last week's questions be answered today?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, people can just put in those questions again and we'll have that answered. We're sorry for last week's session. Okay, so the next question that we have is, can we give zakat to a blood relative who is suffering financially, but he has one land and he doesn't want to sell it?
First of all, blood relatives have two types. Some blood relatives, the expenditure, taking care of them, spending on them is due on the person and a duty. For example, father. If the father is in need of the money, mother, if they are in need of the money, shelter, house, food, medications, wife, children, grandfather, grandmother. So it's become due on them. They cannot give the zakah because it is their duty to spend on them. They must earn, and whatever they are earning, they have to spend on them. Duty. So wherever it is the duty, you cannot give the zakah. Okay. So this is first category of the blood relatives. Second categories of the blood relatives, brothers, sisters, it is there. So if they are married, they are mature enough, that time, if they are in need of the money, then you can give them the zakah. So there are some conditions whether you know that they have the children or not. So some things you cannot explain, it may confuse. Here in the fatwa session, you have to approach the scholar personally, because we give the that the answer for the specific question. We don't want to go in the details. So if blood relatives, brothers, sisters, cousins, they also blood relatives, but your expenditure on them is not due. In few cases it is due. If they are dependent on you, they don't have the children, that can be detailed explained in the future. So you can give them the zakat, that blood relatives, you can give them the zakat. Yes.
So the next question is, I am planning to go for Hajj this year. Have been watching multiple videos on YouTube. Would like to keep this Hajj bidat free. Can you please list the bidat that people do so that we can stay away from it?
Bidat is no limitations. That is one of the characteristics of the bidah, because the bidah means the people are inventing by themselves something. Sunnah can be listed out. Sunnah is what the Prophet did. So bidah cannot be listed out. Sunnah, you follow the sunnah, that automatically you avoid the bidah. So you don't watch all the videos. You just take one simple Imam bin Baz Rahmatullah alayhi, who was the guide of the Hajj for 60 years. So based on 60 years experience, he wrote a small book, Hajj. It is translated in all the languages of the world. In Arabic, it is basically التحقيق والإيضاح في مسائل الحج والعمرة. In Urdu also it is translated. You go through this book, a small book, so that is enough for you.
Barakallah feek, Sheikh. So the next question is, at what price zakat should be given for jewelry, old or current price?
I think that in my session last week, I have explained about the jewelry. Jewelry has two types of the jewelry. Jewelry that is being used, jewelry that is out of the fashion, but you are keeping it to change it, or you sell it. So whatever it is you have, jewelry, it's considered gold. If it is the gold, what is the market price of those belongings that you have? It is not what you purchase, it is not the price of the gold. Whatever you have, what is the value of that? You take to the any gold shop, ask them how much price you will pay for these whatever jewelry they have. If say they 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, you pay the zakah for that 5 lakh, 10 lakhs. Okay.
Yeah, Sheikh. So next, can we celebrate Shab-e Miraj? It's the 20th night.
No, Shab Miraj is 27th, not 28th. Isn't it?
Not aware, Sheikh.
Yeah. See here, Shab Miraj means the Prophet ﷺ went to visiting of, heavens. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله. So Miraj. So that is called Shab. Shab is the Persian word that means night, night of Miraj. See here, we in the Quran, in the Hadith, we get the evidence to celebrate means to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Laylatul Qadr. Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. Okay. But other than the Laylatul Qadr, no night is, made by the Prophet ﷺ to be worshipped and a special night. Even it is 15th Shaban or the 27th of, Rajab, I think. So it is, that it is not proof by the Prophet himself, by the Sahaba himself. And also dates also, that if you go and search in the history, the scholar, they did not specifically mention the night. So it is calculated based on assumptions. So date is also not fixed. So anyway, whether it is Laylatul Miraj, that is the Shab Miraj, or Shab Barat, 15 Shaban, it is not proof, so that we have to avoid it. As for Laylatul Shaban, some scholars, based on some hadiths that the Prophet said, Allah will forgive in this night people, they say that you personally, individually, if you want to make dua, you want to make worship, you can do that. But celebration is not allowed. Okay.
So the next question is, if a person has an illness similar to anorexia, that is an eating disorder, where they are prescribed by the doctor food as a medication and to eat certain things every 2 hours. So is fasting for them?
See here, La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made, fattaqullaha mastata'atum. Allah mentioned in the Quran that you have to fear Allah according to your ability. Allah won't burden the people beyond their ability, their scope. So right now, question is not disease. Question is that whether the person is, even this ruling applies to the pregnant woman, breastfeeding woman, sick person, aged person, whether they are able to fast or not. They have the ability to fast from dawn to the dusk, from the fajr until the sunset, whether they can, they can live without drinking and without eating and without committing something that break the fasting or not. So if they can, then they must fast. If they can't, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow them to leave it And if they can fast after Ramadan, they must fast. If they are not able to fast after Ramadan even, then they have to pay the expiation for each day. They have to feed one poor person, full meal. So this is the ruling. Okay.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. So the next question is, can a girl wear gold anklets?
Yes, she can wear the gold, not the males. Allah Prophet ﷺ said, "Huzimat ala dhukuri ummati." It is haram for the zukur. Zukur means males, not for the females. So they can wear. But the question is that whether it make the jiggling sound or whether it is seen when she is walking by the people or not. If it has the sound, then not allowed. Whether it is the gold ankle or that silver or plastic, whatever it is, sounds is attraction. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَا يَضْرِبْنَ بِأَرْجُلِهُنَّ لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ. When you are walking, don't stamp your feet on the ground so that you attract the people. So that is the purpose. So all the fashion industry is that to attract the opposite sex towards the males or the females. That is a fashion industry. So it is part of the fashion. So avoid if it has the sound or it is seen by the people, because it is come under the beauty, it's come under the adornment, so that it should make up. So it should be avoided. If it is not sound and if it is not seen by the people, you are wearing in your house or in the women environment, or it is under your clothes, and when you are going out not seen, then it is allowed.
Barakallah feek, Sheikh. So the next question is, land was sold a year ago and a 10% amount was received from the buyer as the registration not been done yet. And that amount was spent on marriage and medical expenses within 4 months of receiving. The entire amount is yet to receive. Are we still obligated to pay zakat for that?
Whatever you have spent, it is over. You don't have right now. But whatever you have to receive, whatever you are going to receive, you are 100% sure that you are going to get it. So whenever you get it, you pay the zakah for that amount. Whenever you get it.
Yep. So the next question is, Sheikh, can we calculate zakat and give the amount in the entire year, splitting the money and giving it, and not just giving it Ramadan?
No. See here, zakah is not due in Ramzan. Zakah is due from the day you having the money, or from the day the money, the wealth, the gold reach to the nisab, that is the minimum liable of the zakat. From that time, zakat start. I give the example. For example, a boy got married in Zil Hijjah, not in Ramzan, Zil Hijjah, and he gave the mahar 100 grams to his wife. So her wife owned the gold in the Zil Hijjah. So next Zil Hijjah it become due. It is if she got married in Muharram and got the money, so next Muharram it is due. Okay, so it is based on the lunar year. Lunar year is 14 days less than the Christian era. So whenever the year is over, after owning the amount, it reaching the amount to the level of the nisab, it 1 year reach, 1 year is over, 1 year is passed, then pay the zakah. First thing. Paying the zakah means that amount is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, this 2.5% is the right of the poor people. So if it is the right of the poor people, is it allowed for you to keep with you for 1 year? Is it allowed? Think about it. Not allowed. Not allowed. So you have to give the deserving people as soon as possible. Don't keep and spend in the whole year. Hopefully it is clear.
Barakallah feek. So the next question is, 1 lakh rupees were invested in stocks a year ago, and now the capital amount is reduced to 40,000. Is the person who invested obligated to pay zakat on it?
Do you have the gold and silver and other savings, or only you are asking about the 40,000? If it is just 40,000 and you don't have gold, you don't have the business, you don't have the silver, then no zakah for that, because the zakah is due on 85 grams of the gold or the amount equivalent to that. So if it is just 40,000, don't pay. If it is you have the gold and silver, so whatever the value that you have along with 40,000 you add, then you pay the zakah. Whether it is reduced or increased, that is not the matter. You have the 40,000 and all together the amount reached to the level of 85 gram of the gold, then you have to pay the zakah.
Sure. So the next question is the Quran competition not allowed in Islam?
See here, some things we are living in the gray area. We cannot say right, we cannot say wrong for many reasons. For many reasons. So you people sometimes you read some rare fatwas, or you read the fatwas that could be implemented only at the time of Umar radiallahu anhu, then you are confused. So competitions are basically not allowed in Islam, except whatever it is for the purpose of jihad. That is the what the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith. La sibaqa illa fi naslin or khuffin, or in some narration in the naslin. There is no competition except in three things. That is what I said in the race of the horses and the camels and the swords. That all are for the jihad. So purpose. Then later on, the scholar they say that the purpose of the jihad is to protect the deen. So similarly, Quran, the Hadith, memorization of the Quran, the religious things is also part to protect the deen. So we can allow the competition in this matter. So the scholar they say. So if you take this opinion, so the competition in the Quran, in the Hadith is allowed, and the competition other than that, anyway, whether it is the sport, whether it is the that beauty competition or eating competition, any competition in any subject, we don't allow it because it creates a kind of enmity, a kind of that unhealthy competition among the people, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created different people with the different abilities. Why we have to make them to fight each other, to compete each other, and we try to support each other. That is the purpose of the deen. Deen want the love and affection. So in summary, Quran, the Hadith competition is according to the majority of the scholars, they allowed it only the religious subject. Other than that, they don't allow anywhere according to the Hadith. Hopefully, I'm clear.
Sure. So the next question is, Sister Nasreen, your question is incomplete. Can you just fill that out? Because I think it's related to zakat. So it'll be better if you can just elaborate your question. Jazakallah khair. So the next question is, can you suggest a good seerah book for my children, to recite it to my children?
There is no one book, sister. The more you want English, that English. There are a lot of books which is written in Urdu. For example, Siratul Nabi, Rahmat Alam, Hamare Rasool, Uswa Rasool, a lot of in Urdu. In English, I don't know much. Most of the English books are translated from Urdu or English. One of the thing is Moon Split, which is small for the book, and Seal Nectar, very famous book. Mercy for the Humanity, also it is available, these books. So you try all the books. Simple Life of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Inshallah, all are needed. Jazakallah khair.
So the other is a similar question, that a person is having a lot of debts and his wife has gold with her. So can we give zakat to that person? So it says, someone said that they are not eligible for zakat since his wife has that gold. It's a repeated question, yes.
See here, sisters and brothers, sometimes we have to think about the Islamic guidelines, and sometimes we have to evaluate the culture also. So Islamically, wife and husband both are different identities. Both are responsible for their abilities. Shahada, Salah, Zakah, Hajj, and fasting for the wife is separate, and for the husband is separate. She is going to be questioned alone on the day of judgment. He is going to be questioned on the day of judgment, and each and everyone has the rights regarding each other. So all the that system is very clearly mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah. So that if the wife is having the gold, that means she is rich, not the husband. So husband is poor, so husband can be given to the zakah. That is Islamic ruling. But culturally, might be the wife has the gold, and it is accepted by the husband that I can use it, and she also think that this is the purchase by the husband, and husband can use it anytime. So in this case, that we consider as long as he can use anytime means he has the gold also. So that is why he should not take the zakat. So it is based on the that real situation. It should be come in front of the scholars, so that time they can decide. Anyway, if the wife is rich and the husband is poor, that is possible. In this case, husband can be given the zakat because the spending on the husband is not compulsory for the wife, and wife is totally different identity. She has responsibilities in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay.
So next question is, can zakat be donated for dawa activities?
Mm. See here, sister, once again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is a hadith. I have written a lot of articles about this point. And the people are very angry from me because from the 2009, time to time, I'm writing that zakah is different and the dawa is different. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب والغارمين وفي سبيل الله وابن السبيل فريضة من الله. So it is verse number 60, Surah Tawbah. So there is a hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give me, that is the Prophet, did not give me also any freedom. He himself fixed the 8 categories for the zakat. So categories are 8. What are the 8 categories? You know that poor, needy, those people who are appointed by the government to collect the zakah, indebted person, and the person wayfarer that is in the journey. So, وَالْمُؤَلَّفَةِ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَفِي الرِّقَابِ, to free the slave, and those people who are strong non-Muslims, and they, they can become the source for the Muslims. So we can, incline their hearts towards Islam. So one category is fi sabilillah. Fi sabilillah means jihad. Jihad means fighting on the borders, defense ministry, army, soldiers. What happened? You know that fi sabilillah translation in linguistic translation is done for the sake of Allah, in the way of Allah. So people force the translation dependent on translation. Then the fi sabilillah means, and the way of Allah means everything is fi sabilillah. So from here they say dawa is also fi sabilillah. Social service also fi sabilillah. Hospital is also fi sabilillah. So it become generalization, which is wrong. Allah decided 8th category. So right now you should not give anywhere except these categories. First point. Second point, dawa. Dawa is the responsibility of each and every Muslim. It is not responsibility of zakah. So zakah is each and every one. Whatever you know that you do that. So that is the duty of the Muslims basically. But sometimes in some areas where there is less Muslims or nobody is taking care of that, and the people, if we don't spend the zakah, nobody will teach them the Islam and the deen that time, because purpose of the jihad also protect the deen, and this is also the protecting the deen. That time we can allow individual base, not in general. We cannot say zakat is allowed for the dawah. So right now the people are starting the very luxurious centers in the very, very hot cities, places, very, that expensive rent, expensive building, expensive furniture, all these things they are doing. They are telling that zakah, they are collecting it, which is not allowed in Islam. So if there is poor people and they are dawa, no luxury, basics, that time we can allow, but in general we don't allow. Hopefully I'm clear.
Barakallahu feek, Sheikh. So the next question is, I have some amount of gold, some in 24 karat and some in 22 karat. Do I need to convert 22 karat gold into 24 karat and calculate the sub?
Don't convert, sister. What do you do? Whatever the goal you have, what is the value of the gold in the market? 22 carats is might be, if you have 10 grams, so it is 30,000. Okay, 24 carats might be 40,000, 40 plus 70,000. You calculate in this way. Whatever the value it is there, you pay the zakat, 22.5% of all that value. So it is enough. No need of calculation and converting and confusing. Okay, go ahead.
So the next question is, can we pray night prayer after praying witr? What is the ruling about it?
I think that I have wrote a long article about it, about 6-7 pages, which is published last year in Ramadan, about all the night prayers issues. So night prayer, sister, it is highly recommended. And in the night prayer, the prayer which you perform at the time of before the Fajr, last third of the night, that is called Tahajjud. Otherwise, after Isha till the Fajr, it is the night prayer. So Prophet ﷺ used to perform night prayer, but his prayer used to be very long. Sometimes in one rakah 4-5 juz, and 4-5 juz means one juz is 20 pages around. So 4 means 100 pages he is reciting in one rakah, and the second rakah is similar, that is also 100 almost. And his ruku is also so long, and his sajda is also so long. So the Aisha Radhiyallahu anha said, you cannot imagine the beauty and the length of the prayer of the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet used to pray lengthy prayers. So generally, he was not able to recite more than 11 rakah because of the length of the prayer. But it is nafil prayer. So the scholar says that it is nafil prayer. So you can increase the numbers, you can decrease the number. The purpose is that you spend as much time as possible in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can increase the number so that zakat will increase, but the recitation decreases. Or you increase the recitation, so automatically zakat decreases. So both are, that possible. So you people, whatever it is convenient, you people do that. In generally, in the masajid, it is adopted 20 rakah, or some masajid, they adopted 10 rakah or 8 rakah. So that is what the people they adopted, but it does not mean that more or less is not allowed. It is allowed. So you can perform anytime, any number of the rakah. If you perform 8 rakah, long rakah, according to the Prophet, that would be better because it is following the sunnah.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. So the next question is zakat on gold supposed to be given out in the form of gold, or can they give it out in cash?
Basically, at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there was no cash in the whole world. The people used gold and silver. So zakah was from the gold itself they used to give because they are using the gold coin. So from that gold coin, they take 1 2 gold coin, they give the people. Or from the silver coins, they take some silver coins and they give the people. Khalas, matter is over. But later on, the people converted the gold value to the cash. Right now, we are dealing with the cash. So if you have, for example, 40 grams of the gold, not 40, 85 grams it should be. So if you have 85 grams or 100 grams of the gold, 2.5% of that gold you give as the zakah, it's okay, possible. You can give the zakah from the gold itself, no problem. Or you want to give the value of that gold, that is currency, that is allowed also, no problem. Okay.
So the next question is, should non-Muslims be given only the English translation of the Quran or Arabic plus English?
See here, basically the Prophet ﷺ did not give the Quran to the non-Muslims. The Prophet ﷺ met them and recited the Quran. So that is the ideal dawah. Giving the Quran, might be he is reciting, he is a Brahman. Okay, he opened the Quran. He is reciting all the human beings are equal. First words, what happened? Huh? He will run away. He does not accept. So that is why when you meet the people, you explain them in the way that they can accept it. So giving the whole Quran concept was not at the time of the Prophet and the Sahaba. The dawah should be individual. But later on, we followed the Christian style, give the Bible, give the Bible. We are also giving the Quran. That is started, but it is not very useful. I cannot say it is not allowed. I can say it is allowed. Well, the proper way is that you have to meet, talk, and give the Quran. Let them to understand the deen first. Okay.
Yes, Sheikh. Barakallahu feek, Sheikh. So the next question is there zakat for diamonds?
No. Zakat, you know that I told you in my session, video session, which is available last week on the YouTube, that zakat is only on 5 items: gold, silver, agriculture, business transactions. What is the fifth one? Cash right now. It's okay. These are the things that subject to the zakat, not the diamonds. Okay.
So the next question is, can you please tell the nisab for money? If a person is earning, what's the nisab of the salary at the end of the year?
85 grams of the gold, convert it to the cash. For example, 10 gram is right now around 40,000. So 85 grams cheese means 8 for the 32, 3 lakh something. That is the nisab in the cash. That can be more or less. The time that the zakat is due on you, check the value of the 85 grams of the gold. That's it.
They're asking for the nisab of the salary amount, I think.
Either it is
Rather
a
than
salary amount, there is no zakat on the salary amount, Baba. When all the gold, all the silver, it reached to the 85 grams, that time, whether it is, that cash or the gold, it reached to that level, that time zakat starts. The nisab is 85 grams. From that time, zakat become due. Less than that, no zakah is due. For example, your salary is 1 lakh. You don't have anything, just you know that you got the salary today, that is 1 lakh. It is not, the zakah is not due on you, but that zakah salary is accumulated. For example, every month 1 lakh, and you have eating and drinking, and so everything is expenditure is there, but still you are saving 1 lakh. So 12 lakhs become in 1 year. So when it become 85 grams equal of the gold after 3 months. So the zakah start after 3 months. This is the way. When your amount, your saving reach to the nisab, that from that time zakat start. And after 1 year, you have to pay.
Barakallah Fiqh. So the next question is, I wanted to purchase a vehicle on installments. What terms should I discuss with the owner? Kindly give it an example.
See here, Islamically, price should be fixed at the time of dealing itself, not decrease, not increase, or not hanging. Right now, I want to purchase the car. I went to the showroom. I said that I want this car, 10 lakh rupees. Decided. Okay, 10 lakh I'm paying in one payment, or I am 10 months. That doesn't make any change in the price. The seller itself, he want to increase the price and plan for the 10 months. That's okay. But increase and decrease cannot be happen after fixing the price. If it is, this condition is there, then it is allowed. Otherwise, whenever you delay the payment, we increase some percentage, that it is interest. It comes under the interest. It is not allowed. Otherwise, it is allowed.
Barakallah Fiqh, Sheikh. So next question is, can we invest in companies which have interest bearing debt up to 30% of their total liabilities?
Brother, you approach me individually, because share market and allowance and 30%, what you are telling me is that you know something about the rulings of the share market. 30%. Why did you fix 30%? And who gave that fatwa? I know that. That is a rare fatwa also. So you meet me, it is confusing to the people on the common platform. Okay, Jazakallah khair.
Barakallah Fiqh, Sheikh. So the next question is, a mother having one son took khula from a father. Later he married and has 2 sons from the second wife. So in total he has 3 sons, but now he is no more. Do all 3 sons have equal rights on father's property?
Yes, 100%. 3 sons, whether whether he's living or not living, whether took the khula, not took the khula, the relation between the son and the father remains as it is. That is the confusion which happened in India. There is a relation between husband and wife. There is a relation between children and the father, children and the mother. It is not going to change. Mother might be died, mother might be divorced, mother might be have left, whatever it is. The relation of husband and wife comes to an end, not the son and mother, son and father and son and mother. So they get 100% equal rights. So three sons, they take equally, yes.
Barakallah Fiqh, Sheikh. So the next question is, after Taraweeh, is witr compulsory after praying with the, okay, that's the same repeated question that we got. Praying witr after Taraweeh. Then the next question is, if a person has a shop.
See here, praying witr after Taraweeh, we did not answer. We answered the other way. See here, when you are performing with the Imam, and Imam is performing Taraweeh witr, so it is highly recommended. I don't say compulsory, but it is highly recommended you perform the witr with the Imam. Why? Because there is a hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man qama ma'al imam hatta yansarif, kutiba lahu ajru qiyam layla," or kama qal. The Prophet ﷺ said that the person who performs the night prayer with the Imam until the Imam finishes it, he will get the reward of performing worshipping Allah whole night. So if you finish after 20 zakah or after 8 zakah and you left the witr, that means you did not finish with the imam. So try. Then the question comes, if I have performed the witr with the imam, can we perform the other nafil prayer after it? Yes, you can perform it, no problem.
Barakallah fi Sheikh. That was the question. Okay. So if a person has a shop where he sells automobile spares, the trade value is about 30 lakhs. And if he has a debt of 20 lakhs, which he has borrowed from a business. Okay, the question is incomplete. Sorry, Sheikh. Yeah. So the next question, brother, just complete your question, brother Salman. Yeah. So the next question is, I am a resident here in Canada, and if you need to go to study after 12th standard, you either need to get a loan that is from riba, or earn and save money first. Do I need to pay zakat on these study savings? A brother is accumulating money for his education. So is zakat applicable on that?
Yes,
Those
yes,
savings,
100,
yes.
yes, yes, 100% applicable. Each and everyone in the world, they save the money for some reasons. If it is not any reason, it is for children. They are saving the money for the children. So if you are saving the money to build the house, if you are saving the money to get married, if you are saving the house to get admission, if you are saving the house for any medical need, every way, whatever the money you have, if you did not spend before 1 year, then the zakah is due on that money. Whatever the purpose, no problem.
Sure. So the next question is, a person has 90 grams of gold, but don't have any other property or a house to live, and not even any income. Is zakat mandatory on that gold?
If you don't have the house, you sell that gold and convert it into the land for purchasing the house. That time it is no zakat on it. If you keep gold, if you keep cash, if you keep silver, that means it's subject to the zakat without any question whether the purpose is to save, to build, whatever it is. If you practically started, then there is no zakat. Saving, there is a zakat. Okay, even in the, it is the gold and silver also, there is a zakat, as long as it is in the form of the gold and silver. Okay.
Yeah. So the next question is, zakat on rental advance received from the tenant that is with the owner till such a time he vacates. So he has that advance from the tenant. So is zakat applicable on that?
The people in India, they are confused about it. Who has to pay? For example, it is a 10-month advance. If we have a flat, 50,000 monthly. So generally they ask 5 lakhs as the advance. Or it is the shops, 5-10 lakhs. So who has to pay the zakah? The people are confused because of the word advance rent. And it is given back. For these reasons, they are confused. They said that I am giving back to the tenant. Okay, when you are giving back? After 10 years, 20 years. So right now, who is the ownership of that money? Who is using that money? The owner. So I strongly believe, might be some scholars, they have the other opinion. I know that they have the other opinion, but it is wrong. The person who owns the money, the person who is using the money, he has to pay the zakah for 10 years. After 10 years, when he is giving back to the tenant, that time it comes back to the ownership of the tenant. That time he gave the zakah. That's another matter. But right now, who is owning, who is benefiting from that money, he has to pay the zakah. Am I clear?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So the next question is, one of our orphan cousin stays in our home and we are taking care of his basic necessities. Other relatives want to give their zakat for him. Is he eligible for zakat?
Yes, it's eligible for zakat, but as long as it is the zakat of the money, you keep a proper, that proper account, so that you should not, or your family or your children should not consume that zakat. He can eat with you, no problem. He can drink with you some of the same food, but at the end, your calculation should be proper. For example, if you have spent 10,000 and the family members are 10, so he should be, that considered as 1,000 for him, not 1,500 for the poor people. Not allowed. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran that mixing them in the food is allowed, but calculation should be proper. So you can take the zakah for them, but whatever it is extra, it should be for them. It should not be mixed with your money. They should own it. They should keep for them. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Sheikh. So, a brother, he asks, I am suffering from piles. I am unable to continue fasting in Ramadan. Can you please suggest how to continue, or can I give fitya, fitya for the poor people?
If you can't continue, piles is not such a the difficult disease that affect the fasting. I don't know. Anyway, bleeding is not a problem, but it is your ability. You ask the doctor if you can continue. You must fast. If you cannot continue, that time you either you have to make up the fasting or you give the fidya. If you can make up the fasting, don't give the fidya. If you can't make up the fasting, then you give the fidya. Fidya is feeding a poor person daily.
So the next question is, do we have to calculate the total amount of gold, that is mother and daughter's gold, or do we have to give zakat separately? It's more or less
See
the same.
here, yeah, no. See here, basically, I told you, if you say the daughter's goal, it is the daughter goals. That time you cannot take except with her permission. Okay. And if the daughter dies, for example, that gold should be divided among all the relatives who is inherit. So please be careful about it. When you say wife's goal, it is the wife goal. The husband cannot take it unless the wife should give the permission. But if you consider it is my goal, I have given them, but I have the ownership, then that you are the owner. So it should be very clear in our mind that when we say daughter's goal, wife goal, husband goal, it should be very clear who is the owner, 100% owner. And the other person, if he's taking without his permission, then it is haram. Be careful about it. That time you say, it is a daughter goal, it is a wife goal. If it is this way, the daughter goal is there and wife goal is there, it is independent and they have 100% complete rights, then don't mix for paying the zakah because you're independent. If you feel that I told her it's okay, this is the daughter goal whenever she get married, but whenever you need the money, whenever you want, you can sell, you can purchase, that means you have the ownership on it. So that time it is not considered a separate goal for the daughter, it is considered your goal, family goal. Hopefully you understood, sisters. Once again, wife's goal, if the husband and the family people, they don't have any right on that goal, then the wife should pay the zakah. Or somebody on behalf of the wife. If the daughter is independently owning that goal, then don't mix it. So no need to mix it when we are giving the goal because they people are owning independently. Okay.
Barakallahu feek, Sheikh. So the next question is, if the wife has gold and she doesn't have money, can a husband pay her zakat, or she's the only eligible to pay?
She must pay. Must pay. Only she is responsible. She has the gold, then she has to pay from the gold itself or convert some gold to the cash. This is as the principle, but at the same time, husband, if you want to pay the zakah, yes, it is 100% allowed because he is giving the gift and paying that gift towards the zakat, that is allowed. Husband can pay, father can pay, friends can pay, brothers can pay. It is a kind of favor that is allowed.
Okay. So if he rejects to pay, what should she do?
She has to sell part of her gold and pay from her gold.
Barakallah fi Sheikh. So the next question is, can we clear our ear wax after wuzu? Will it break our wuzu?
No, breaking the wuzu is not related to the eyes, to the ears, to the body. Breaking up the wuzu or the fasting.
Wuzu, Sheikh.
Yeah, breaking up the wuzu is just that there are the certain actions, whatever you passes from your private parts, urine, feces, or something that break the wuzu. Sleep break the wuzu. Unconsciousness that break the wuzu, touching the private parts without any barriers directly, with the pleasure that break the wuzu. These are the things break the wuzu. Otherwise, eating, drinking, changing the clothes, or cleaning the eyes or nose or ears does not break the wuzu.
So the next question is, can we pay zakat in advance?
Yes, you can pay in advance, no problem.
Okay, Sheikh. So we have a very solid question. So brother asks, is there any solid evidence that zakat should be paid every year, and on what assets should zakat be paid for every year?
What do you mean with solid evidence means what? Yeah.
I believe not every year. That's what the brother believes.
No,
Zakat
no,
should not be
I
paid
know
every
that,
year.
but what does it mean? In a solid means what? See here, it's general information. I can give hundreds of the evidences. One evidence. People, they used to pay the zakah, Prophet Sallam, and then when the Prophet died, they say we don't pay. Same people. So what Abu Bakr and Sahaba they did? They said pay, otherwise we don't consider you as the Muslim, will fight. And the fight started. And 2 years, 11 chief of armies, 11 armies, they were fighting the whole peninsula of the Arab. All the people were paying the zakah at the time of the Prophet. They paid. Once again, they fought. Am I right or wrong?
Sheikh.
So what does it mean? They paid the zakat. They were telling we paid. And then Abu Bakr said, you pay. Whoever, the clear hadith in Sahih Bukhari, whoever was paying even the rope of the neck of the camel at the time of the Prophet, not camel, rope. You know that the camel is bound with a small rope, only just they tie the leg. It does not need a long rope. So small rope to tie the leg. So whoever was paying the rope, which they used to tie the camel and they don't pay, will fight them. It is in Sahih Bukhari. What does it mean? Huh? And the Prophet sallallahu sound nahi aata na bete? Sound is there, Baba?
Yes, yes, Sheikh.
Adnan? Okay. So, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to Abdurrahman ibn Auf, the other people, every year to collect the zakah from the people, the agriculture people, and those people who are having the sheep and the camel. That is it in the Sahih Bukhari. What do you mean by 1 year? And okay, can you bring any evidence from the Sahaba, from the Tabi'in, from the 2nd century, 3rd century, 4th century, 5th century? The scholars say you have gold, you pay one time zakat, then whole life there is no zakat, the Prophet said. And okay, you come to the income tax. You have 100 lakhs rupees. Okay, business. Okay, you pay the zakat this year. What do you think that the 100 lakhs you don't pay the next year? Huh? If you don't pay that means the people, how they poor people, they survive. So that is why the tax and all these things, whenever you get the money, whenever you get the profit, it is always they ask you same house, you register your name, then your father name, then your daughter name. Every registration the government takes a lakhs of the rupees. Why? This is the way. When the gold, when the things is same but it is transferring or time is passing, time itself they need the money because to fulfill their expenditure of the public and the government. Time itself needs. So Baba, those people who are telling it is a rarest opinion, it is against the Muslim Ummah. The scholar in that area, which area you are raising the question, I am also from that area, I know that. The scholar, they said the one who denied is a kafir, he is not considered as a Muslim because he is going against the agreement of the Muslim Ummah. So how do you say that? Hopefully, I gave two evidences, which is very clear. That is enough for you.
Barakallah fiqh, Sheikh. May Allah preserve you.
Amen.
So the next question is, can I give zakat for my stepmother?
Stepmother. Yes, you can give her if she is poor. Yes.
So the next
Father
question,
is living. Father is living or not?
no, he hasn't mentioned that.
If the father is living, then you
I'm not.
cannot. Then you
I
cannot give the zakah.
I think the
If
brother
the
is asking, can I give zakat to my stepmother or for my stepmother? I'm not sure. What if it is to Sheikh? Can I give it to my
that
stepmother?
is I'm telling you. If the father is living,
Mhm.
then he cannot give the zakah to the stepmother. If the father died and no one is to take care of her, that time he can give the zakah to her.
Yeah, Sheikh. Barakallah fiqh, Sheikh. So the next question is, my dad has complete. Okay, my dad has completed Umrah and Hajj in his young age. And since I have not completed my own Umrah and Hajj, I'm not allowed to pay for my mother. Since we both are females, we need a mahram to accompany.
Once again.
Um, my dad has completed Umrah and Hajj in his young age. And since I have not completed my own Umrah and Hajj, I'm not allowed to pay for my mother. Since we both are
Not
female.
allowed to pay. Not allowed to pay.
Yeah, that's what the sister says.
What is not allowed to pay?
Okay. Um, so Asasari, she has planned to take her whole family to Umrah. So should I complete my own Hajj first, which is farz on me, and then pay for my mother? She wants to take her mother along.
No, each and everyone is individually responsible. If you are rich, you can afford, then you have to perform the Hajj and Umrah.
They need a mahram to accompany with them, right, Sheikh?
So if you have gifted your money to your mother, to your father, you don't have the money, that time it is not due on you. But as long as the money is with you, it is your responsibility to perform the Hajj and Umrah. If you don't have the mahram, so that time you wait until you get the mahram, or you spend on the mahram also. So you get the reward of mahram and yourself.
So the next question is adding new thing in religion bid'ah? Then is wearing niqab a bid'ah, or do we have a hadith related to this?
Yeah, it is. The hadith is there. Hadith is there in the Sahih Bukhari. The Prophet ﷺ said the women who are performing the Hajj, La tantaqibul mar'ah, don't wear the niqab. That means what? In the Hajj, you don't wear the niqab. What does it mean?
People used to wear the niqab.
Yeah, other than the Hajj, they were using the niqab. So it was common at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Yes.
Okay, Sheikh. So the next question is, I have bought a flat. I have given future dated checks. I have some cash in bank. Should we deduct the amount of future dated checks from cash and give zakat? Like advance checks they have given, right, Sheikh? So the money is still with them for now.
See here. If you pay them, then no zakah. As long as you have with you and you are owning it, then it's subject to zakah.
Can a non-Muslim touch the Quran? That is the English translation of the Quran. It has Arabic and English. Can non-Muslim touch that Quran?
Arabic is the Quran. English is not the Quran. So if it is only English, you can touch the Quran. If it is Arabic is also there, then you don't give them, avoid it. Only English is okay.
Barakallah feek. So the next question is how to differentiate between a scholar and a brother. Is BAIS or MAIS, etc. degree a consideration? Sheikh, I think the screen froze.
Adnan, are you listening me?
Yes, Sheikh, I can hear you now.
Yeah, Zakir Naik, for example, is a very famous person, and there's a lot of people who are, he's most of, very eminent and very qualified comparing to the other brothers, but he did not say about himself he's a scholar because his profession was medical science. Okay, yeah, then he's compared to religion. So scholar means those people who know the Quran, the language of the Quran, the history of the Quran, the sciences of the Quran, the hadith, the sciences of the hadith, history of the hadith. So it is deep profession. It is not just you speak about the, for example, the scholars right now, if you ask them anything that you know about the Quran, the hadith, the history, they know that. But the brothers, they take the knowledge from the books they have, and they have the skill how to present in front of the people. So their profession is not the Quran and the Sunnah. For example, if I ask any brother to make a research, I will give you 1 month to prove that this hadith is sahih or zaif. He cannot do that because he did not learn. But if you ask a scholar, you take him, so he knows that how many books, where is the books, how it is narrated, who is the chains, and how to compare. He knows that there is the knowledge. He can do that. Some not. There are a lot of people who graduate from the Arabic madrasas. They are not scholars. They small level of the scholars. But the scholar means the person who has the authenticity in the knowledge. Right now, you know that the many people, they are graduate of the madrasas and they started talking and giving the fatwas. That is also wrong. And comparing to the brothers, might be the brothers have little bit extra knowledge from these people because they have the access to the internet and to the technology. So in nutshell, the scholars means those people who have the complete and good deep knowledge of the Islamic sciences. And Islamic sciences is not only Quran. If you say Quran, so how did the Quran reach to you? That means in 14th century. So there is a chain between them. They must have the knowledge of that chain and the narrators of the chain, the language, the Arabic language, and what the explanation given by the Sahaba. All these, the scholar, they know that this is a complete and a full-time profession. So these are the scholars. Hopefully you understood, sister, understood, brother, what the difference between the brothers and between the scholars.
Barakallah Fiqh, Sheikh. So the next question is, uh, during my pregnancy, I cannot fast in Ramadan. So can I give fidya for it, or should I make up the fasts?
If you can make up the fast after the pregnancy, after breastfeed, even after a few years, no problem. You must, that make up the fast. If you can't, then you pay the fidya. You keep it in the record. You wait. It might be 1 year, 2 years. You can fast after that. It's okay.
Barakallah Fiqh, Sheikh. So the next question is, how to pray Salatul Istikhara? How can we identify which one is correct?
And the hadith does not say that you can identify. Hadith say you make istikhara. That's it. What does it mean? Seeking the goodness from Allah. You seek. You perform 2 rakah, and then after that 2 rakah, there is a dua. اللهم إني أستخيرك بعلمك وأستقدرك بقدرتك وأسألك من فضلك العظيم اللهم إن كنت تعلم أن هذا الأمر خير لي في ديني ومعاشي وعاقبة أمري وآجلي وآجلي فيسر لي وإن كنت تعلم أن هذا الأمر شر لي في ديني ومعاشي وعاقبة أمري وآجلي وآجلي فاصرفني عنه واصرفني عنه واقدر لي الخير حيث كان ثم رضني به. This is the dua. In this dua, you say, Allah, give me the goodness. And if you know that is better for me right now in the future, then make it easy. If you know that it is harmful for me right now in the future, then protect me and give me better than that. This is the dua. So that is the istikhara. You make dua and make the mashwara from the people, and then you go ahead. And inshallah, because you made the istikhara, Allah will make the matters easy. That's it. But there is a sign, and that is the proof, that is a dream. All this is claims of the people, which is not mentioned in the hadith, which is wrong.
Barakallah Fiqh, Sheikh. So, okay, we have a case study, no, Sheikh. So, a brother, he asked if he purchased
Time is
gold.
over. Time is over, Baba. Right now, what is the time?
3:15, Sheikh.
So we start at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3, isn't it? So it is make it last question.
Okay, Sheikh.
So we will, inshallah, we'll have the next Sunday, inshallah, session and ask all the brothers and sisters once again, and they come to the next session, inshallah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Sheikh. Then I'll just pick up some important question.
Yeah, if it is
Give me
an
a minute.
emergency questions, you can ask.
Okay, so we have something related to digital media. So YouTube content creators, once monetize their accounts, get paid by according to the ads displayed by their videos. So there is no control to that. Okay, so whatever ads that they receive, they do not have control over it. So is income on that haram?
If it is halal ads, their income is halal. If it is the haram ads, then the income is haram. If they don't have the control, then they should watch it. Let us see how much percentage is halal, how much percentage is haram, because when you are earning, it should be, you should be a reason to promote the good, not the bad. That is the purpose of our deen. Okay.
Yes, Sheikh. So can we, because the rest are similar questions that we have received, we have some related to zakat. Should we take one or two questions, or can we wind up
Yeah,
the
yeah, you
session?
take 1, 2 question and finish it because we have the next session also, inshallah.
Yes, yes, sure. So a brother asks, okay, a sister asks, uh, so she has 50 grams of gold that was purchased earlier. That is, 1 year has passed over it, 50 grams of gold, and they have another 40 grams of gold over which 10 months have passed. So the nisab they are reaching to 85 grams, I believe, only in those 10 months. 85 grams of gold. How should they pay the zakat?
She was having 40 grams and then she bought 30 grams, isn't it? From the time it become 85 grams or more, the zakat start from that time. Once again, you are having 30, then you purchase 45, so it become 40, then you purchase 45, it become 85. So from the time it become 85, the zakat start, not the time when it was less than 85 grams.
Barakallah Fiik, Sheikh. One last question and we can wind up. So, brother asks, if the imam prays witr like Maghrib, should I pray witr with the imam or separately?
No, no, you pray with the imam, no problem. That is also allowed. That is also allowed, though it is not very authentic, but it is not wrong.
So general people have that question, Sheikh. How do they pray the witr, especially during Ramadan, right? So we have 3 rakats of witr. How do we pray, like 2 rakats and then one single rakat? They get it from the ruku and they recite the duas, right? So general people have that question. How should we pray the witr salah?
The witr, performing witr prayer has many ways, not one way, or not two way. We know only two ways. Okay. So one way is that you perform 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, whatever the numbers you want. Salatul layli matna matna matna. فَإِذَا خِفْتَ الصُّبْحَ فَأَوْتِرْ بِرَكَعَةٍ. 2 plus 2 plus 2. Then when you are fearing the time is getting over, that perform 1 rakah. So here 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus, the Prophet did not say numbers. He said 2 plus 2, then if you fear the 1 rakah. So 1 rakah, whatever then perform you night prayer, 2 plus 2, then you perform 1 rakah. This is one way, isn't it?
Yes, Sheikh.
Okay. 3 rakah when you're performing, so you can perform with 1 salam, with 2 salams. 2 salams means 2 rakah plus 1 rakah, that is a normal. And 3 rakah with 1 salam, 5 rakah with 1 salam is possible. And the Prophet performed sometimes 5 rakah with 1 salam, 7 rakah with 1 salam, 9 rakah with 1 salam. So 3 rakah also can be performed with 1 salam. That's okay.
Yes, Sheikh. So one more question that we have is, a mother has gold loan of for 12 years. Her husband is not helping for paying the debt and is not in contact now. So the mother is living in a joint family, not earning any money. Can her daughter give zakat to her mom?
Once again,
A mother has gold loan for 12 years. Her husband is not helping to pay that debt and is not in contact now. Mother is living in a joint family, not earning any money. Can her daughter give zakat to her mom?
taking gold loan itself is haram, not allowed, because it is interest based. Instead of that, they would have sell 50 grams, 20 grams, 30 grams, whatever it is. They have to sell it. Okay. Right now, mother has the debt and the daughter has to pay the zakat. Daughter is responsible to take care of the mother, father, children, whatever it is. So daughter cannot give the zakat to her mother. She has must compulsory to pay the debt of the mother, to take care of the mother. Whether it is she is living in the joint family or not, that is another matter. But she should not give the zakat daughter. Rather, she has to settle her debt with her own money, not with the zakah.
Sheikh, I believe we have 2 questions, and I think we can end the session with that. Okay, these will be the last. Sheikh. Yeah. So, brother, it's a follow-up question. So, regarding that anorexia disease that I told, that food is given as a prescription, as a medication, so they are not able to fast. So, is it farz on them, or should they give fidya? I think it's already
I told you,
cleared. Yes.
if they can fast after Ramadan, they must fast. If they cannot fast, they must give the fidya. That's it. If the food itself is as the medication, then they must, that they have to leave the fasting and they must pay the is the either compensation or making up the fast.
What should we do with the interest we get in the bank? Whatever interest we get, what should we do with it?
It is the poor people, religious activities. Oh, you know that wherever you want to give the poor people or religious activities, you can give it, no problem. Social activities.
Ruling on labeling Ahle Hadith, Tabligh, or Sunnat Jamaat, etc.
Which is not allowed. Which is not allowed. The people should not keep the different names. We are Muslims. But Ahl Hadith's name is came to follow the Quran and the Sunnah and the Salaf, because the other people have their own names. That is why these people they distinguish with the name of followers of the Quran and the Hadith and the Salaf. So this name is not supported by a group or the new ideology or something new in the community. These people are, you know, that they say that we follow the Sahaba and the Tabi'in. So all the people, if they remove the name, automatically the name of the Ahl Hadith will be removed. If the people keep their identity, the name of the followers of the Quran and the Sunnah will remain. So we should avoid this groupism. Yes, but not possible. We try our best. That's it.
Barakallah Feek, Sheikh. Jazakallah
Okay.
khair.
Barakallah Feek.
Jazakallah khair to all the participants. We'd like to end the session here. Inshallah, you can join the session next week and we'll have your questions answered. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.